Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Just a footnote of what we're going to be working on. We've got a 1960 GS 150 VS5 and cables. It just needs a good service, and it also might need the carburetor looking at. From cold using the choke, it's very hard to start with the choke. You put your hand over the carburetor and it starts. So we were working through various jobs I want to do. Might have to take a bit of lining off the front brakes as well, because when you pull them they're not letting go and the lever's going. So there's just silly little jobs like that. Probably turn into a full-blown rebuild of the engine. I can see that coming up. I think I've got the clutches a little bit too tight as well. Cables are from using it a little bit. I've just got a little bit of play in the gears. They need taking up. It's going to be something to keep us all entertained during the winter anyway. I don't know if you can read that. It came from Merseyside, opposite Liverpool, Birkenhead. I've seen adverts from this company, but I've never seen a picture of the actual shop. I've done a Google search on it and it just looks like offices nowadays. It's a shame really that there isn't more about them, because they, the company themselves, not just that depot if you like, that shop, they supplied a lot of police scooters in the 50s and 60s to Merseyside police. There's a couple of videos of their bikes going around on the internet, YouTube, etc. So we're going to have to take off the rear crash bars. I've got a rear carrier for it which I'm restoring at the moment. I've got to send off for chroming. I might get the bug and get that so it's ready for next year and get it starting and running as I expect it to. I know she's like 60 years old, 61 this year, but you know, it has been rebuilt ground up, as you can possibly see. I've just tried putting a rag in and kicking it over instead of using the choke. We'll go through that and I'll show you how the choke works on these. It's pretty primitive. It's just basically a slider that takes over from your hand, if you like. You know, it's that primitive. It's not a cable choke with a choke jet. We'll go through the carburetor and the jets and decide whether I need a new carburetor or not. Once it goes fine. It took over all day long. Revs goes. It's just that initial, from cold, you know, from being left for a while, if you like. That's the thing I've got to look at most overall. I'll check the oil, but I would have said the oil doesn't need changing yet, and I've just on the reserve, so I will go and buy some petrol for it, fill up the tank. That's not what's stopping it starting anyway, because I always run them on reserve. It's just a habit I've got with the PX, if you like. It's always on, so I leave that always on. I mean, I've just switched it off now after trying to start it a few times, and I've left a rag in the choke mechanism instead of the slider, in case the slide's not blocking off enough air. It's probably something to do with the clutch, because it feels like I'm almost slipping. I'm not quite slipping. It's not. They're funny things when you get used to a GS. You know they're little foibles, like with most Vespas. This one is no different from any of the others that I've restored and built over the years. Only difference being that this was originally bought by an uncle brother. I don't know what that would be to the lady I actually bought the scooter off of. It was used extensively and bodged and kept going on the road over the the late 60s and 70s. So it did have quite a few bits that were entertaining. Holes drilled. I've changed the handlebars completely. Same handlebars, but he decided to chop holes in them to make it easier to change. You know, who am I to criticise people? Did what they did. There was a lack of spares. The stand itself, I'm still having a bit of trouble with that. It works for months on end, and then one of the springs will just come off for some reason. There are new springs. It's an original stand, so I might end up getting a new stand and treating it this year. I rebuilt it last year over when furlough started, and sprayed it myself. It is as close as damn it to the original colour, and I don't know if you can see when the light gets it how it sort of fluoresces. That's exactly what they were like. So it crossed my mind to do a two-tone colour on it, but I just couldn't settle on what colours. And with the GS, it's all about accessories in my mind. You know, I managed to get these rear crash bars, and I've got an original rear carrier, but that's probably about all I'm going to put on this one. Maybe wheel discs if I come across them. I have got a petrol tank. Let's move the steering. You can see that. I've got that. I put a solid state battery on it as well for people that have not watched. So I mean, that's pretty good for a 6-volt. And backlight, I mean, I think that's damn good for a 6-volt. Parking light in effect, and the front one, that's pretty good as well. It's got original speedo, which I put a new glass on, cleaned it up, put a new glass on. I've not been that fast enough on it to make sure that it all works yet. It's sort of around the block at the moment till I can trust it, but I do intend on getting out on it this year and putting some miles on it. Anyway, watch out for the ongoing videos on this one, and any comments what you'd like to see, drop me a line and I'll try and accommodate the best I can. Thanks for watching and take care.